podcasters, welcome back to another video, and this is where the travel diary final begins. So first, a disclaimer: I know how much traveling and travel video polemic are right now because of our current global situation, and I can't ask enough how important it is for you to stay at home if you can and are allowed to. But I figured that you needed probably some humor right now, so that's the reason why I'm releasing this video. So I bet all of you, or some of you, have done some dumb stuff while traveling. Maybe some are minor and some are what bigger, but I will share some of mine and I promise you won't regret it. So if you want to see more of this kind of videos that I just talked to you about stuff that happened to me, or tips on traveling, which I will be uploading in the future, you can push the subscribe button and be a part of this wonderful family. So now we go to the dumb things I did while traveling. The first one is I went to Paris in 2013. It was my first trip with Miguel abroad, and we were excited because we were young and naive, and it was still when I could handle like 4 days of cosplay at Japan Expo. The trip like 6 months before, and I booked everything, like the plane, hotel, the tickets, everything. But then something went wrong, and something on a very limited time went wrong. I booked the wrong hotel and I just figured it out the night before flying. What's the problem of booking the wrong hotel? Well, if you know Japan Expo, it's located in Villepin. It's a little bit out of Paris, I guess, and I didn't even book the hotel there. I booked it like in another neighborhood, like a 40-minute drive neighborhood, not like around Notre Dame. And I was still a student back then, and Miguel was working part-time, so we really didn't have the money to drive to take a cab from around Notre Dame to Villepin. And we figured out that public transport would be a nightmare because there are thousands and thousands of people who are going to Japan Expo. So that didn't really work out. However, we would share the room with a friend of ours back then, and he came with a backup plan, which was booking another hotel. I mean, what kind of option did we have? But I was so scared that it would take us hundreds and hundreds of money. But as it was like a last minute booking, it was actually reasonable. It was even more cheaper than the other hotel. And best part of it, it was like a 2-minute walk from Japan Expo. Since then, we always went to this hotel. If you are curious, the hotel is called Premier Class. It's located in Villepin, but you should like check it on Google Maps because there are 2 of them, and both are located in Villepin, but one is like next to the convention hall, and the other is, I don't know, maybe a 20-minute drive. So look that up and don't make the same mistakes that I did. So fast forward to 2018. I finally made my dream trip to Japan. So we flew over to Japan, and on the first day, what do? I lost my cell phone. So let me just get it straight. It wouldn't be like a huge drama if I would have actually lost my cell phone, because I was already trying to replace it with another one, and I had my camera, and Miguel just bought a new phone, so the trip wouldn't actually be ruined. But if you lose something which is like dear to you, it gives you that bitter feeling, and I didn't want to have that bitter feeling in Japan. How did I lose my cell phone? I guess we arrived at Tokyo Narita Airport around 11 in the morning. We took the train to Asakusa, dropped the stuff in the hotel, went like a quick walk, which was like 3 hours, but okay. We went to the Skytree Tower, we went to the Skytree Pokemon Center, we took a walk, we went back to the hotel, took a shower, and then realized we needed some food. That's the issue. So we went out and we got some food. But after having dinner, it started to rain, like downpour rain. And this is something that happens actually a lot in Japan. I'm not sure if it happens in other seasons, but in September it happens a lot. Like one moment it's sunny and wonderful and summer, and the other moment it's downpour, like you're in the middle of winter and just 1 minute in the rain makes you soak. So I needed an umbrella. Not even like we needed an umbrella. Went to one of the convenience shops and bought an umbrella, each for one of us, of course. And we went back to the hotel. When I stepped in the elevator, to reach my pockets, when I realized there was no cell phone. And my look of panic to Miguel was like, I lost my cell phone. And Miguel was like, doing the judgy thing he does with his eyes when he judges me because I'm always losing everything. Quickly went down the elevator again and just thought oh, hold on. Japan is kind of an honest country. If they found a cell phone, they will put leave it there. But the problem was I was wearing this shorts where cell phone easily could fall out. I know, a very dumb decision of me. So my initial scare was that it had fallen on the ground and it was wet and it was not usable, and I would still have that bitter feeling because I had my cell phone but it wasn't working. So there we go to the rain trying to find the cell phone on the floor. We didn't find anything. So Miguel had this last idea, let's just check the convenience store, maybe you dropped it there and they hold it somewhere. So we went back to the convenience store and I tried in my best sign language to say, I lost my cell phone, is it here? But the thing is, people often do this, is it here? It's not if you don't understand English and you're talking it slowly, you will get it better. But somehow we always do that. So I was trying cell phone, to grabbing the Miguel's cell phone, this thing, this blah blah blah. One of the employees looked at me and he was like, "Ah, Kakashi!" And I was like, "Kakashi, what? What has Kakashi to do anything with this?" And then it suddenly rang a bell that my wallpaper of my phone was Kakashi, and I was like, "Praise the Lord, yes, Kakashi!" So he went to grab my cell phone and gave it back to me. It was in perfect health, except for the lot of issues that the cell phone already had, and my holiday kind of was saved. I didn't have that bitter feeling. Here, I went to Paris and Malaysia. Both countries haven't done things, but for Malaysia I'm going to do a separate video because it's a long story, guys. So for Paris, we went in July. We went back in Paris. That's apparently where we go every 2 years. I don't know why. Well, this year we went because Mimi started working a few years ago as a designer. She was like, I want to travel. And we were like, yay! She never went to Disneyland and it was the closest Disneyland for us because there's only one in Europe. We decided to go and take her. We are in Paris. It's our first day? Yes. It's our first day in Paris. We arrived in the morning and we had 3 hours sleep. So what we basically did is that we visited Montmartre, went back to the hotel to sleep, and then got up to have dinner. So after dinner we decided that we needed to buy some bottle of water because I'm not such a fan of the Evian water they usually leave at the hotel. So I wanted some other brand mall water. We went to Carrefour, we bought our water, and then Miguel said you know what? Notre Dame is a 20 minutes walk from here. We could go. Just so Mimi could see the Notre Dame because it was already sadly burned down. But most of it was still standing and I guess she would have to see it. So I said, sure, we are in our PJs, in our slippers, but fine, let's walk the 20 minutes, it's nothing. So when we started walking midway, I noticed a man starting to following me, and I've got this social anxiety when strangers straight up talk to me or follow me or touch me, and I've got this paranoia that sometimes I think people are following me while they are not following me. They are like just doing their thing. But then suddenly this man started to pull on my sleeves. And I was like, no, let me go, no, stop. And I entered in panic and I looked at Miguel and they were just like going ahead, ignoring me, yay. So then he suddenly pulled out this yellow credit card. And I was like, a yellow credit card? Oh, he must be Portuguese because that card is the same as mine, from the same bank. And then he started like talking in French. I'm sorry, I had the basic of French, but if you talk in French while I'm in panic, it won't go anywhere. So he gave me the card and I was like, what the hell, what's going on? When I suddenly realized that my name was written down on the card. And it said, Stephanie Ferreira, which is my name. And then I was like, oh, I received the card in my hands and I was like, oh, merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup. And I didn't know what to do. It's like, it must have fallen out of my pockets of my skirt. And why are things always falling out of my pockets? And then Miguel and Mimi finally turned around because I'm not catching up with them. They were like, what the hell happened? I was like, oh, this man gave me my card. And Miguel was like, you lost your card? And I was like, maybe, because Miguel likes to judge. So, that was my story of how I almost didn't have any money at the first day in Paris. Which is funny because this kind of stuff happens always like at the first days I'm at that country. I should be more careful. Oh, hold on. There is this another story of Malaysia which has nothing to do with like the basic mistake I did for Malaysia. We were at this resort in Langkawi and I was like, it was like, I don't know, 3 days until we would like return to Lisbon. And I was searching my stuff out, cleaning stuff up, just organize a bit. And then suddenly I did the place where I always put my passport, it wasn't there. I panicked because all the stuff that happened to me to get to Malaysia. Now I was probably going to pay another trip because I had to make a new passport and that wouldn't be done in like 3 days. And I was losing my mind and I was like, Miguel, my passport, it's gone. And not with his face, like with the almost I'm going to cry face. And he was like, what? My passport is gone. And I was kind of freaking out. I was like, with his most cool face and like not judgy face at all, said like, no, your passport is with me. And I was like, why? Because I don't trust you. Because he doesn't trust me. Well, he did well, because I'm pretty sure I would have lost my passport, because I always keep it in the front pocket of my backpack, which is not like the most intelligent idea ever. So, thanks Miguel for looking out for me. So these are my short stories about dumb stuff I do while traveling. My friends and Miguel are trying to come up with new ways to keep my stuff safe for myself. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I made you laugh for the critical times we are going through. Currently I'm in self-quarantine, which means that my company sent me home to work from home and I am staying indoors as much as I can. Actually, I haven't left the house in a week. So when this video will be up, it will be my second week of quarantine. I'm not sure what's going to happen next because they sent us home for 2 weeks, but the situation is getting out of hand here in Portugal. So I'm kind of nervous what's going to happen. I'm also very on top of the news of in the Netherlands because it's my home country, and seeing how everything is escalating really hurts me. So yeah, let's see how that will... So thank you for watching, and I hope you had a great time. See you in the next video. Bye bye!